Now we get to hand out some Christmas gifts. We alluded to it at the beginning of the show. We're all very excited for this. And we're just going to hand out some Christmas gifts to all 12 SJHL teams, what they would probably like from Santa this year, I think. So we'll just go down.
Merry Christmas.
We didn't do divisions this time. We just picked kind of 4 random teams. So we'll go down the line. We'll start with Rory. You can pick whatever team you'd like to start with, and we'll just go down the line, and we'll hand out some Christmas gifts. So, Rory, lead off.
I'd like to start with the most recent team that I saw when I was calling a game. It's the Melville Millionaires. And what I do think that they need is a brand new alarm clock for their bedside table. One without a snooze button as well. Once this alarm clock goes off, it's on, and you got to wake up. Because we hinted at it. And, of course, last game they played against the Estevan Bruins, they scored 3 goals in the first period, totally taking my storyline away.
Yes.
But we talked about their starts to the game. They just haven't been there, right? They have not been there. They've only had 15 goals for, 39 goals against in the first period. The last time they won a first period prior to last night was November 18th. And they've only done it 5 times in 30 games. So they just need to find the starts together, because when you look at the Melville lineup, this is a talented lineup I just think is underperforming. But what happens when you let the game get ahead of itself and fall behind it? You get demoralized, and then that rolls through the rest of your game. So an alarm clock, faster starts, let's wake up, and let's get a good first period here, like they did in Estevan, and that Melville Millionaires team might be right back in the playoffs.
Very good. Noobsy, you're up.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the team that I work for, Notre Dame, to start with. And I'm going to go with my wife's split pea and ham soup. Nothing says a meal at home to me like split pea soup. It sounds like an advertisement, but the Hounds have literally only played 10 games in Wilcox all year. And 10 games, that's all they're going to get in the first half of the year as well. So a little bit of home cooking for the Hounds. And also the Hounds have the fewest points on home ice as a result. They've only got 12 points on home ice this year. The Hounds, that's the worst in the league. But they have 15 of 27 games in Wilcox in the new year. So, again, that's going to change. And that split pea and ham soup, wow.
How is the soup?
My wife,
pretty good?
Unbelievable.
Gluten-free?
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. Gluten-free.
Delicious.
My daughter Miriam calls it scrumptious.
Okay.
It's
Wow.
scrumptious. Which is scrumptious, if you wonder, but scrumptious. It's scrumptious, and that's what I'm giving the Hounds.
Delicious and nutritious. I'll start with the Estevan Bruins, and I just saw them last night, and I think the big thing they'd probably like from Santa is a healthy Cody Davis. When you look at the Estevan Bruins last night, I don't think they played a bad game, but one thing I definitely noticed in their forward group last night was they're definitely missing Cody Davis's speed. And when you interject him back into the lineup for the Estevan Bruins, they're going to be a very difficult forward group, especially with some of those new additions that they acquired prior to the December 1st cut-down deadline. Rory?
We're going up to the Sherwood Division and the Nipawin Hawks, and I'm getting them a dinner bell. Because, when back in the day, you'd ring the dinner bell. There's a lot of hard-working manual labor out there, and you can't miss lunch, right? That refuels you to go out in the afternoon and go back towards your work. Well, when we started this season, we said, Nipawin, they might be a year away. Right? They might be a year away. I don't think so anymore. So this dinner bell is ringing for this year. We know how valuable to franchise playoff games are. I can see the Nipawin shocking someone in the first round, getting maybe 4 to 6 more home playoff games, which is huge for financial
100%.
gains of teams, right? So the dinner bell is ringing for Tad Cozen and the Nipawin Hawks this year. And don't miss lunch, because I think they're a team that can shock a dinner bell.
That's a good one.
Interesting. There you go. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to go with Yorkton, Viterra Division. Completely different direction. I'm going to get them a working bus. Because twice in December, they had bus malfunctions on the way to games. And clearly they were affected by that on their way to Nipawin. They lost that game 10-2, and I'm sure Matt Hare has just thrown that game out the window completely. Not as much affected in Flin Flon. One of their voices, Matt Decker, apparently called that game with laryngitis, so kudos to you, Dex, for battling through that, to call that game up in Flin Flon. But it was a good road trip this past weekend for Yorkton overall. Got to give them kudos. They pushed Flin Flon and beat L'Orange, so that's not easy to do in the Mel. And so I'm getting you a working bus, Yorkton.
That's an expensive gift.
Yeah, it's high end.
I'm Santa,
it's high end for Matt Hare.
Santa's got a lot of money.
With that being said, for my next gift, it's also going to be high end. I'm going with the Melfort Mustangs, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple. They just want gold. and they want gold for Zach Summers coming back from the World Junior A Challenge. Obviously, he was outstanding yesterday, and hopefully he can continue to perform and bring back a gold medal, not only to the Melfort Mustangs in his hometown of Melfort, but to the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Rory?
Apparently mine had like a $50 spending cap on my gifts because
You went to the dollar store.
an alarm clock, a dinner bell. Like, these will work. These are good. These are good. It's all about the love, right? It's all about the love.
Yeah.
And for the Flin Flon Bombers, I'm getting them a really nice digital picture frame. You know, the ones you load the pictures in, you set them on your mantle there, wherever, and you just watch some memories roll over and over again. Well, take a look at what Flin Flon did last year in the Centennial Cup. In the SJHL Finals, all the way to Game 7, right? One game away from winning it. Their first championship in I don't know how long, or is it ever?
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah, 90s, yeah. Look at the digital picture frame because these pictures just kind of roll over. And if you don't upload new ones, it's the same pictures going over. Look at the Flin Flon Bombers team this year compared to what they did last year. There's a good goaltender in net. There's mobile defense. There's a power play that's first place in the league. Penalty kill that's first or second in the league. They got great offensive weapons in Mercier and Tremblay. Complementary pieces in Martins and Vaucler and all. It is almost identical to the team that went on the run last year. So as those pictures roll over, I think that's a team that can do the exact same thing, and a digital picture frame fits in Flin Flon.
That was really good.
Good call. Yeah,
I like that.
There you go. I mean, I didn't spend too much money here on the Battleford North Stars because they don't need much. I was like, what do the Battleford North Stars need? They're 21, 22 and 0. I don't know. Anyways, I got them a blank cookbook with easy to fill in recipe pages, so they can explain all their magical sauces and dishes that they use to keep killing everybody in the SJHL. They're just bottle whatever they're doing. Tell us how you're doing it. Put it together. Show us how you practice. I want to know because they have just been a machine all year long, and I want to know what the recipes that Brady Klobosky is putting together to make this team play the way that they do. I also want a DNA test to see if Josh Cote is a human being.
Wow.
A little bonus gift because I want to know, is Josh Cote actually a homo sapien?
The How to Cook book with Braden Klamosko and the North Stars. I like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then you could sell that at the North Star shop at the rink at the ACC.
Yeah, How to Cook.
Yeah, perfect. Written by Marty Martinson. Marty Square.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick on the kind of the cooking trend with my next one for the Kindersley Clippers. But this one, I'm gifting the Kindersley Clippers a 25-piece container set.
Whoa.
And you're probably like, why?
25 pieces.
Because you know when you cook a lot of food at home and you have leftovers, you're going to pack it all up and you're going to take it with you. Well, they've had such a great success at home, they're going to pack up how they play at home and they're going to take it on the road because the Kindersley Clippers have yet to win a game on the road this season. They are 0-12, 2-1. And if they want to get back in this playoff race, they're going to have to start winning some games on the road. So they're going to try and take the success that they've had at the West Central Event Center, pack it up in the containers, and take it with them on the bus.
Yeah, Tupperware, you can never have too much Tupperware.
You can never have to. That's why I give them the 25-piece set.
That's a big set.
It's a big set.
I like that.
Not cheaping out for Kindersley.
And I did maybe go a little more expensive here for the final one. It's the Humboldt Broncos, but I'm getting them a bull, like a nice steer.
Wow.
Because one with really big horns, because they need a goaltender to take that bull by the horns and ride with it. We look at the roster up front and on the defensive side, right? They're as complete as any. They've had 3 goaltenders play games this year. All 3 have save percentage below 900, and they're still 18-8.
Right.
If they can maybe just get a goaltender around 910, we're not asking them to be Josh Cote 940, like 910. And is it Dunford? Is it Motu? Tristan Boileau just got traded for Spencer Bell there from Blackfalds. But can one of those goaltenders do it? Of course they can. They just can't let in the easy shot. They need to find a little more stability in net, and I think this is a team that has every piece in place. So one of those goaltenders needs to take this brand new bull that has really big horns and grab the bull by the horns and take over the net.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guy went to the dollar store and then now he's got a bull.
Yeah, wow.
We went livestock.
Well, I mean, it's his own team.
We went some
Seems
livestock.
expensive. I don't know. Anyways, last one for me then is the L'Orange Ice Wolves. And I didn't go too crazy expensive for L'Orange either. I got them a nice classic Saskatchewan bunny hug. Didn't know what a bunny hug was until I moved to Saskatchewan, but all you owners know that it's just a hoodie with maybe a good like Saskatchewan flag or like the rectangle map on it or something. Because all their big moves this year have been to bring in really good Saskatchewan kids. Trenton Curtis, Dallin Peekakoot, Ekron Bratton, Mason Bucher, Jacob Kazette scored his first goal for L'Orange. So just a good classic Saskatchewan bunny hug for Kevin Kaminski and his boys, who just keep bringing in those really good U18 Sask boys in and doing what Kyle McIntyre kind of wants a lot of coaches in this team to do. Same with Barney. They're bringing those 16-year-olds too, but Kaminski's really doing a great job, and Buchert and Kazette were maybe the two best forwards in U18 last year. So there you go, just a good solid Sask bunny hug.
And you got to stay warm up.
Do you call them a bunny hug now, or do you still go hoodie or sweater?
I call it a hoodie, but because of the topic, I called it a bunny hug.
No, I got you. But just in your normal lingo, you're still hoodie guy?
Yeah,
me too.
I only call
you
it.
can't change.
No,
No, absolutely
I'm a Manitoba
not.
kid. I go hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. And finally, for me, I have the Weyburn Red Wings. And I am loading up on every game of Monopoly that I can find across the city of Regina. And I'm going to gift it to the Weyburn Red Wings for the lone purpose of giving them all the get-out-of-jail-free cards, because they are the most penalized team in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League with 954 penalty minutes. If the Weyburn Red Wings want to push for a playoff spot, they're going to have to be a bit more disciplined, I think, moving forward for the rest of the season.